Great Scott! If there was a movie that defined my childhood, it was Back to the Future.
I finally invent something that works!
It's been more than 30 years since the original Back to the Future was released, but love for the film is still everywhere. This weekend, the stars are reuniting here in Toronto for Fan Expo. But right here, right now, I have the great pleasure, the great honor to welcome the one and only Christopher Lloyd. Thank you so much for being here.
Delighted.
This means so much to me. If you had told me, if you had taken a time machine back to young Ben and told him that he would get to sit here with Doc Brown, he would not have believed you. I'm so happy that you're here.
Wow, delighted.
I hear, though, that you originally passed on the script when you first saw it.
Yeah, I was doing a film. This is the second time I'm telling this story today, strangely. But I was doing a film in Mexico, and I had made up my mind that I'm going to go back to New York, because that's where I grew up and where my roots are as an actor and all that. Because this wasn't getting very far with my move to Hollywood. And I got the script for Back to the Future. And I had just accepted a role in a play, great role in a play in New York, and that's where I was going to go. So I kind of dismissed this Back to the Future script when I came in, and I kind of allowed it to slip into the trash basket. And a friend that was with me at the time reminded me that I never did that. You know, no matter what came up, however remote the possibility of being an actor in it, I showed up to, because that's the way it works.
Sure.
So and she reminded me of that, and I thought about it, and I thought, well, okay. Yeah. So I retrieved it.
And then gave it a whirl. It shouldn't have worked yet. It shouldn't have worked. I mean, the pitch for the movie should not have gotten past the front door. This young boy and his odd friendship with this older scientist, he goes back in time and his mom develops a crush on him. That's not a recipe for success. And yet it was a top-grossing movie of 1985.
Yeah.
I mean, like $400 million at the box office. That's an incredible amount of money. Do you sit there and still say, how did we got lightning in a bottle with this one?
Yeah. I think they had to pedal it around quite a bit before somebody finally picked it up.
And it still resonates today. I mean, to me, it's the perfect time travel movie. Yeah. There are certain movies. George Clooney once said, he said, I only want to remake movies that were done poorly the first time. And to me, this movie was done perfectly. It stands up. It holds up.
It doesn't age.
It doesn't age. Like you.
Well, thank you.
You look great.
I'm coming back.
But I got to ask, to work with a man like Michael J. Fox as a Canadian, he means so much to us as Canadians. Yeah. What was he like on set? What was his energy like on set?
It was Michael's energy. Yeah. It's funny because Michael came into the film 6 weeks after we started shooting, because they needed a certain kind of energy and a sense of comedy or whatever that Michael, just totally overflows with. So they cast him, and people asked, was it an adjustment? It just felt absolutely natural from the get-go. Our working together, all that was right there.
And when you go to these fan expos and you meet fans and you see fans who weren't alive when the movie first came out, that's got to be a real treat to know that you've built a career and you've built a character that is going to live on forever.
Yeah, well, it's kind of done that in a sense, because kids that saw it when it first came out, grown up and had kids, and it's a cycle that's going on, and people will come up to me today and say, hey, my daughter, she's 6 years old or something. I just showed her Back to the Future last night, and she loved it. And it just keeps happening,
Well, I'm so proud to have been able to chat with you about this today. Thank you very much, sir.
I'm delighted. Thank you.
All right, for your chance to see the original cast, including our very own Michael J. Fox at Fan Expo Canada, you can find all our details at our website, yourmorning.ca.